Turismo y deporte, afuera. Ministerio de Cultura, afuera. Ministerio de Ambiente y Desarrollo Sostenible, afuera. Ministerio de las Mujeres y Género y Diversidad, afuera.
Okay, so I'm just getting more and more white-pilled. And here's the headline. Argentina elects new right-wing president who warned, you can't give shit leftards an inch. And I gotta tell you, I'm here for it. Because it seems like international anti-leftard, it's making some progress. I mean, look at these polls in the United States. And look, Trump. Here you've got Biden winning by 0.2 on this one, but that's against Nikki Haley. Trump. In Canada, it looks like Trudeau's Liberal WEF party is doomed for disaster in the next election. Here you've got 170,000 people marching against socialism in Spain. Here you've got the Alternative for Germany party making big gains. They call them far right, but far right is just anything that's not far left. I think we've figured that out by now. And I think that just normal people are starting to reframe the discussion as common sense versus crazy. And of course, I would expect an article any day now from the CBC saying that common sense is a dog whistle, right? And now Argentina has elected Javier Milei, and he will be the country's new president. So they've had decades of socialism, and apparently that's quite enough. And just to give you a very quick sense of what's going on in socialist Argentina, let's take a look at this article, How Argentina's Economy Crumbled. It says, how would you like to live in a country with annual inflation over 100% and interest rates near that number? In Argentina, that's the daily reality as the country grapples with a spiraling economic crisis. Inflation there is the third highest in the world, behind only Venezuela and Lebanon. Venezuela, they're socialists too, aren't they? It's all starting to fall into place, isn't it? Milei, a right-wing libertarian known for appealing to voters by using populist rhetoric, was elected with 56% of the vote over the country's economic minister, Sergio Massa. Now, this new president of Argentina, he hates leftists, and he hates them with a passion. And here's a clip of him explaining why.
Al zurdo de mierda no le podés dar ni un milímetro.
Pero ¿me podés definir zurdo de mierda que no
Todos
lo
los que,
entiendo?
digamos, los colectivistas, los que ponen, digamos, o sea, esa idea... A ver,
¿Por qué le pones de mierda, digamos?
Porque son una mierda. O sea,
vos mezclás...
no,
pero,
pero es que si pensás,
pero
si pensás distinto te van a aniquilar. Ese es el punto. Es decir, vos al zurdo no le podés dar un milímetro, porque le das un milímetro y lo toma para destrozarte. Es decir, digamos, o sea, vos no podés negociar con el zurdo. No se negocia. No se negocia con esa mierda, no se negocia porque te van a llevar puesto. Si tienen un golpeador que caga trompadas a la mujer, digamos, si es de ellos, ¿me entendés? Se pone el pañuelito verde y grita todo el tiempo contra el neoliberalismo, lo ocultan. ¿Me entendés? O sea, si de repente hay alguien que acosó a un periodista que acosa a otra periodista, lo ocultan. Es decir, a todos los de ellos lo ocultan. Todas esas aberraciones la ocultan. Ahora, si vos estás del otro lado, a vos te van a estropear, te van a matar, te van a dar con lo que sea. No les importa arruinarte la vida. ¿Por qué? Porque no pensás como ellos. Y ¿sabés qué es lo bueno de todo esto? Hay algo bueno en todo esto. Porque como el error es humano, como todos nos podemos equivocar, ¿sabes qué nos obligan? Nos obligan a ser mejores. Y como estamos siendo tan mejores que ellos, como los estamos aplastando en la batalla cultural, los estamos pasando de arriba, porque no solo le ganamos en lo productivo, somos superiores moralmente, somos superiores estéticamente, somos mejores en todo. Y les duele, les duele. Entonces, como no pueden pelear con las herramientas legítimas, se apalancan en el aparato represivo del Estado, poniendo torres de guita para hacernos mierda. Y aún así no pueden, tuvieron que bajar la nota, ¿Me entendés? Que están perdiendo, están desesperados, están perdiendo la batalla cultural, los zurdos de mierda. Por primera vez se ven acorralados los zurdos de mierda.
So he said that since they can't beat us with real arguments, they use the oppressive apparatus of the state. That sounds familiar somehow. I mean, how could leftists possibly do that? Boy, it feels familiar, doesn't it? Oh yeah, that's because it's exactly what they do. So aside from looking like a 70s film star, who is this guy? And let's use Wikipedia here so we can't be accused of using some far-right source. It says he's an Argentine politician, economist, and author who was the president-elect of Argentina. Before rising to political prominence, Milei initially gained notoriety as an economist, as the author of multiple books on economics and politics, and for his distinct political philosophy. As an economist, Milei is a vocal proponent of the Austrian school. He has critiqued the fiscal policies of various Argentine administrations, and he advocates for reduced government spending. As a university professor, he has taught courses in macroeconomics, economic growth, microeconomics, and mathematics for economists. He has pledged not to raise taxes and has donated his national deputy salary through a monthly raffle. Politically, Milei has been variously described as a populist, right-wing libertarian, ultra-conservative, far-right, and ultra-liberal. And he identifies as a liberal libertarian. But that would be the liberalism of, free markets, personal freedom, free speech, all of the kind of classical liberal ideas, not what gets thrown around as liberal now, which is actually completely illiberal. And as a libertarian, he's got enough ideas to kind of piss off everybody in some way. He has proposed the abolition of the Central Bank of Argentina, which would result in a de facto dollarized economy and a comprehensive overhaul of the country's fiscal and structural policies. Milei strongly opposes abortion, even in the cases of rape, and has suggested a referendum to reconsider the 2020 law that legalized it. His support for freedom of choice on topics such as drugs, prostitution, marriage, sexual preference, and gender identity have been contrasted to his opposition to abortion and euthanasia. So this doesn't really fit into any kind of neat little category from any kind of Republican or Democrat, or in Canada, liberal, conservative, or in England, Labor, conservative. As for the legalizing drugs thing, he might want to take a trip up to San Francisco first before he pulls the switch on that one. But all in all, I think this guy's awesome. I think this is a huge white pill for the West. But we'll have to keep an eye on this, because as we learned with Trump, there's a lot that the permanent state can do to subvert the will of the people. And when you're threatening to get rid of their very seats of power, the ministries, well, they are going to fight back. But anyway, that's all I got to say about that. Please subscribe, like, and share. Sharing really helps me out. I thank you for that. I will see you next time.